Hello traders, it's Samurai Trader here. Welcome to session 142, the $1,000 a day challenge. In today's session I'm going to be reviewing gold again. Gold, if you're not familiar, is $10 a tick. The micro gold contract is $1 a tick, and this year 2025, gold is totally turned around. It's a total different market. We've got fantastic volume, great daily volatility, as you're about to see, which make ideal trading, specifically day trading conditions. Now, what I teach you in these sessions you can apply to any market, whether it be futures, forex, or stocks. As always, I do need to pull up a disclaimer. There is a risk in trading. Please don't trade with money you can't afford to lose. Now, just a couple of quick advertisements. If you haven't already downloaded my blueprint, you can download the Excel spreadsheet that I'll be referring to in a moment, along with the training video that goes along with it, just showing you how to use it correctly. If you're not already a member, for $297 you can become a member, where you receive all of my training videos. There's dozens of them. There's over 36 PowerPoints. There's hundreds of hours of online training, and no, you don't have to watch them all. You can specialize and focus just in a couple of setups. Now, very quickly here, the new welcome video for the new members area. Make sure you watch the welcome video, and you'll see there's literally dozens of training modules. The ones you want to really focus on initially are trading indicator settings and templates and trading strategies. So make sure you watch the welcome email. As I mentioned, welcome email, welcome video. I'll get that email out of my head in a moment. So once again, for $297 you can attend also 1 month of live coaching session. That's included, by the way. So you get the Day Traders Fast Track program, lifetime access to the members area, and 8 recorded or live coaching sessions, and or you can watch the recorded sessions later on. By the way, traders, I don't run to a script with this these videos. All right, let's move on. So the best markets to trade. Oh, and I forgot to mention, before I forget, please make sure you subscribe to my channel so you're kept up to date with my videos. The best markets to trade. I love the Russell. NASDAQ can be fantastic. The 6A, the Aussie. So I've sort of put these in categories by the tick value. By far the 6E and gold are really the hot favorites at the moment. ES, we can trade the 1 tick and the 2 tick ES, which is great. And most of these, you go to the Russell, oil, gold, and the ES. You can also trade the micro with those, which is 10% of the value. Now, I mentioned that gold's totally different this year, where typically you'd see around 50-60,000 micro contracts being traded. Typically on a day now we see around 350,000 on the micro, and up here we can see around 170,000 on the big contract. Tons of volume. And what I love about gold is the volatility and the smooth waves that we get, as you're about to discover. So the secret is learning how to trade these waves, and I've coded a number of indicators for NinjaTrader and TradeStation. And if you don't have those platforms, I do give you all of my indicator settings, by the way, so you can set this up on any trading platform. Now, I believe in POQ, the power of quitting. Get in, get out, get paid. So in this particular case, there were 5 trades, 5 wins. 2 of them were just above break even. This one here, which you'll see on the charts in a moment, I really shouldn't have taken that one, but I was looking at what I call angulation, but I did pick up a couple of ticks out of it. We rolled over, and actually I may as well explain it here. This is what I call a 2B pivot bounce. It's a retracement in the direction of the overall trend. Very easy setup to trade. Down here we had a 1D, which I wasn't on, but then I jumped on the T10. Now I give and you'll notice I have codes for virtually all of my setups, And the reason for that, it just makes it easy rather than giving the great big long names they have. So a T10 is a semi-reversal strategy that was as good as then as a 3B. And the reason I went to break even on this one, we came down and then we started to tick back. Now I don't have the live recording of this, so I'll run you through manually, but we'll look at anyway, I'll show you something else in a moment. Now on the way down out of that, I then took this trade, thank you, and this one. Nothing rocket science with these. What can we see? I'm trading with the trend. Now see the arrows and see the white paint bars. That's my super scalper, and the arrows are the turning point indicator. We want to be trading in the direction of those. Day trading, traders, is not rocket science. It's about following the rules. It's about being a rules-based, disciplined, patient trader. So let's now delve into the true potential in trading. Now here's the drawback with gold. Gold this year has become quite volatile, which means we generally need to then be trading a larger account. Now if we were to say trade the 6 tick, and which we'll look at in a moment, we'll go to the charts and further delve into the 6 tick. On the big contract you really need to have around $12,000. Why? Because your stop loss is as large as 24 ticks, which is $240. We never risk any more than 2%. By the way, this is where most traders will switch off my video and stop watching. They don't want to hear about risk management, and they wonder why they never make it. Here if we go for a sensible $60 a day, which is 4 6-step scalps, if you average only $60 a day, within 12 weeks you've potentially got your 12,000. You can now roll over and start trading the big contract. And how these spreadsheets work, and once again you can download the spreadsheet and the training video that goes with this. You only start trading an additional contract when you double your money, and once you get to week 12, potentially 3,000 a week income, you can then roll over and start trading the big contract. Now on the big contract, once again I want to be targeting 600 a day. Why? It's a very sensible, realistic target. In fact, if we look at this here, once you do roll over and go for your, so basically we're going to the big contract, which is 10 times the micro. Okay, we're there within 8 weeks, the potential 10 grand a week income. That is the reality trading only for contracts. Let me just quickly show you these two documents. This one here, this is once again trading for 6 tick. This, and if you remember, you'll find this in the members area in the gold folder. So here we're looking at a maximum stop of 24 ticks, targeting 600 a day. What we're after here basically, traders, is 4 6-step scalps a day. 10 grand a week potentially in 8 weeks, and look where you are potentially in 11 weeks if you just kept compounding. $20,000 a week income. This is the true potential of trading. Now we now go over here and we review the micro contract. On the micro, once again we needed $1,200. Now please don't get confused with the day trading margins that your broker tells you that you need to have. He'll say, or she will say, you only need, say, $100 or $250 as a day trading margin to trade the micro, $1,000 on the big contract. However, if you have a loss of say if you've got a day trading margin of say $200, you have a loss of $24 plus the commission. You're now down about, what's that, about 10% of the value of your account. So that is something that we just don't want to get in that sort of position. So money management is very, very important. So let's go and visit the charts. Let me run through the methodology. Everything I'm about to teach you and show you is rules-based and pattern-based, but there are also some key things that we want to be tracking on our charts. And fortunately, all of these plot automatically, or we can have them plot automatically with indicators on our charts. All of these areas become what we call support resistance levels. They go to the charts. So let's just first of all just quickly review. So you'll just see here, this is live now. Okay, so I've just been doing some trading. By the way, it's 11:50 p.m. Central Standard Time. The beauty of trading some of these markets, or most futures markets, you can actually trade 23 hours a day. So you get home from work Eastern Standard Time and you can start trading, but you also want to be trading a market that's got good volume and good volatility, and that is gold. So if we look at just the last what's that, that's 50, this is just the last 10-15 minutes while I've been getting this set up of other potential trades on the way through. See the white paint bar? Okay, so that's my super scalper. All of those are potential entry points. Okay, now with this one here, we're right at the low. You would have had a loss, but all of these so far have been winners. Okay, so if we just go back here and just review, and I've actually recorded this live. I'm going to do a training video for members here. A winner, a loss, by the way, got caught in a, and time of day is important. So it's, as I mentioned, it's around midnight. So the market tends to really quieten down until we get the London Open in an hour or so. But then I had a T3 down here, and then I jumped on a nice with trend trade here. So thank you very much. That was all over within 60 minutes. Now trading is never going to be 100% mechanical, because there's still considerations we need to take, such as we want to avoid chop or difficult times a day. However, traders, at times we just don't know we're going to head into some of these chop zones. In fact, in the video I recorded, this rallied up quite nicely and I was targeting the pivot. But let's just go back to the actual charts that the trading I was referring to earlier in the PowerPoint. Okay, so once again, we're on the 6-tick gold, 6-tick Renko chart. And what that means is 6 ticks means from the height of a low of each of these bricks or candles, we are 6 ticks or $60. And when I say we need 4-6 steps, I call these little steps here steps, and I need 4 of those a day net after any losses, and that will give me $600, putting aside any losses, of course. So we want to see price action ticking down. Now what's going to give us the best probability for that? Either trading with the trend, high probability EMA bounces, or trading high probability reversals. Now this trade here, entry, this is what we call a 2B, just a plain vanilla bounce. Now what you're not seeing here is I use an anchor chart, a higher time frame. So what we're effectively doing, traders, is trading in the direction of the higher time frame. So down we go, thank you very much. I then had that T10. A T10 was also known as a money on the floor trade. Some call it the ka-ching trade. Look, it wasn't a great spot to take it. The greater the angulation, see that there, that's a 200 EMA up there, and when you angle strongly away, that's called angulation. I don't have angulation here on, well, not great angulation. I really should have waited for greater angulation. And also when you buy into a downtrending EMA or even standard moving average, you're more likely to bounce and continue with the trend. So traders, be very careful buying or selling against a trending EMA. So I got out of that with a couple of ticks and jumped straight back in. This is what we call a 2B pivot bounce. So was this one, by the way. We're bouncing off the pivot. So trade 3 then came down. Now I got out of this trade early, and the reason I exited this trade was this here, is I was after a larger target, and as soon as I started to see it tick back, I thought, I don't know. So I got out of break even, and then immediately it went straight back in the direction of the trade. And that's okay, traders, to get out of a trade if you think it's turning. If in doubt, stay out. I believe in being very focused on, okay, can I get to break even? And if I take a small loss, or if I get out with a small profit, so be it. We can always get back in. But what I want you to notice here is the white paint bars, okay, the super scalper points. Now there is something though we're looking for also. You'll see on my live trading videos, I've got very precise entry points, and it's something I look for on the higher time frame. So down we go. So that was a 3,000 plus session within an hour or so. So we can just see here now how the 6 tick is behaving. See up here, these are pivots, traders. Where you've got pivots like this, pivots become price magnets, plus they become serious support resistance areas. So whenever we buy into a pivot or sell into a pivot, we want to either cover, take profits, or get to break even, just in case we don't make it through. And as I said, what we also want to do is we refer to a higher time frame to see what's happening on your anchor chart. Now this is not rocket science, it truly isn't. But what we want to do is make sure that we are trading in the direction of the higher time frame, or if we say trading divergence, do we have double divergence? That is, do we have divergence on the entry chart and the anchor chart one? The easiest form of trading though is to trade with the trend. Now getting back to the entry chart, all you need, traders, is 4-6 step scalps. That's all you need. Now what about this one here? What if we had have taken that trade just there? Well, traders, if we had have taken it, you're selling straight into major EMAs. So whenever we trade, we're always saying what's in front of us. Like, see the pivot just here with this trade just here. This is just a plain vanilla, it's called a T20-1, also known as a 3B. Okay, we're trading in the direction of the trend, and this is sort of the ideal time, by the way, where you'll usually see me going for a larger target. And the reason being, when we're selling down into a pivot like that, we usually kiss the pivot. Okay, so look, you could have taken the second entry, but this one is a lot easier, a lot higher probability. So as you can see here now, we're bouncing on the pivot, something we see every single day. And when you do get a pivot bounce, if you've got divergence, or what we call a reversion to the mean setup, it becomes an extremely high probability trade, because pivot bounces make great, or they really increase the probability of a reversal trade. Now what's below us just here? Okay, current day's low. So if you were taking that, you'd be thinking, okay, let's head down to the current day's low. Now with the low of day and a high of day, as you know, we'd normally push through these levels. Sometimes you'll miss them, but if we've got a serious market, we'll get through it. Now just on this one here, 1 2 3 4 5, well, now you've got your 6 steps. So if you're after your 6 steps, as I mentioned, where you want 4 of those, there's 2 of them there alone. Traders, you don't have to be greedy when it comes to trading. So you'll hear me talk about Moneyball trading, and what I mean by Moneyball is a great movie that came out in 2011. Just get on base. There's no need to swing for the home runs. Just get on base, and all you need is, once again, is 4 or 5 of these little moves a day, and you're laughing all the way to the bank. So traders, why don't you come and join me in my classes? You get to attend live trading room sessions, coaching sessions. You get the complete members area. You have lifetime access. Members describe this literally as a gold mine. There are dozens of videos. However, if you just want to really focus on a couple of setups, I show you what to focus on in my training videos. There are two setups for 2B and the 34B. You could trade those just the rest of your life. 2B, 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 2B. You could focus just on those the rest of your trading life. So click on the link below and become a member. Thank you, traders. See you on the next video.